Alright, so greetings mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers natin out there from Luzon, Visayas and Mindanao. And sa lahat po ng ating mga ka-Skywatchers, mga ka-Spacers na nanonood po sa ating live stream worldwide and netwide. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. This is again your Skywatcher and ka-Spacer, Sir Jun Cahigal, from the Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. So welcome po ulit sa ating live stream and sa ating topic for tonight. So pag-uusapan ngayon natin ang the planet Mars. So the title of our topic for tonight is The Secrets of Mars Part 1. So I will divide this into 3 parts. So medyo mahabang usapan to about the planet Mars. Alright, so bago po tayo magsimula sa ating live stream ngayong gabi na ito, don't forget to like and share this live stream so that we could reach more people, lalong-lalo na po yung mga estudyante natin out there, so that they would be engaged and they would be inspired to love the sciences. Don't forget also to follow us on our TikTok channel, the Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. Also, my Facebook page, the Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas, and my YouTube channel po ko, The Science Guy, Professor Jun Cahigal. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell so you would be updated on our future videos. So our topic for tonight, part 1 of the secrets of Mars. Can we colonize the red planet? So bago po tayo magpatuloy, marami pong salamat sa mga nandito po ngayon na nanonood sa atin. So shout out kay Captic, Sir Captic from Skygazers PH. Marami pong salamat. So it's me, Renz, and si Chu Chu Fat Fat. Yan, shout out din kay Louie. Yan, kay Akira. Ayan, marami pong salamat for joining our live stream tonight. Alright, so sa mga real-time viewers po natin ngayon, si Sir Captic, si Neptune from the Skygazers PH organization, si Louie, and Shai Shai is here. Magandang gabi po, Miss Shai Shai, and si Akira. Sabi ni Shai Shai, good evening po sir. Okay, magandang gabi po, Miss Shai Shai. I have divided this topic into 3 parts. So siguro ngayong gabi sa ating live stream, we will focus on part 1, which is our fascination for Mars. So siguro umpisahan ho natin ang ating topic for tonight, the secrets of Mars. So our part 1 for the secrets of Mars is our fascination for the red planet. Okay? Ayan po ito yung ating pag-uusapan, our fascination with Mars. Okay, so siguro bago tayo mag-focus on this, the planet Mars, the planet was named after the Roman god of war. So Mars was named after the Roman god of war. In Greek mythology, the counterpart of Mars is Ares. Okay, so this is our topic for tonight's live stream, our fascination with Mars. Since the dawn of time, sa simula pa lang even during prehistoric times, our prehistoric ancestors have gazed upon the heavens. And our ancestors have wondered of that red star in the night sky. So may napansin na ho silang parang pula, a red object in the night sky. So they were fascinated already by that. And that's, we know, as Mars. Even our ancestors were fascinated by that. To further satisfy their desire to know more about that red star in the night sky, what our prehistoric ancestors built were ancient observatories. So yung ating mga prehistoric ancestors, in order for them to track the movements of stars or even the planets, especially this unusual red star, so they built observatories, just like Stonehenge. Alright, so before, mga ka-Sky Watchers, our prehistoric ancestors, they associated the study of the night sky with religion. So they linked their study of the heavens with religion. And Stonehenge is a perfect example of this association with religion. Stonehenge is actually a temple. So dyan po sila nagsasamba. They perform religious rituals dyan sa Stonehenge. And at the same time, Stonehenge is an ancient observatory. So they use Stonehenge to predict summer and winter solstices. They also use Stonehenge to keep track of the heavenly bodies. Okay, why? Because yung mga stone slabs, they were aligned to certain stars. And they use Stonehenge so that they can predict accurately the movements of these celestial objects in the night sky. And they also use Stonehenge to come up with a calendar. Ayan, so gumawa din sila ng kalendaryo using this ancient observatory. Alright mga ka-Sky Watchers, another example of an ancient observatory is the so-called El Caracol in Mexico. This is an ancient observatory temple in Chichen Itza, Mexico. El Caracol again is a temple and at the same time an ancient observatory wherein the Mayan civilization used this observatory to keep track of celestial objects in the night sky. Okay, there's another ancient observatory called Jantar Mantar. So this is an ancient astronomical observatory from India. So again, they use this observatory to keep track of celestial objects in the night sky, especially studying and keeping track of that red star in the night sky. So our ancestors, they were already fascinated with that red star, in the night sky, that wonder. And that's why the word planet actually means wanderer. Planet means wanderer. Ayan, so they observe and they keep track of the movements of Mars. Now, what about the Greeks? No, anong ginawa ng mga Greeks in relation to the study of Mars? Okay, let's talk about this guy called Ptolemy. Ptolemy came up with an idea of the solar system. So he came up with this geocentric model of the universe or the solar system wherein he placed the Earth at the center. And the moon, the sun, and the visible planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, they all revolve around the central Earth. Now we call this now as the geocentric model of the universe or the solar system. Now Ptolemy had a big problem with his geocentric model. Now Ptolemy cannot explain the unusual movement of Mars. So yun ang naging problema ni Ptolemy. So ito yung connection niya sa Mars. So he cannot explain the unusual movement of Mars. Ano ba tong unusual movement ng Mars? Not only Mars but the planets. Mars, if you observe Mars in the night sky, Mars moves from west to east. No, and there are certain times in the year that Mars makes a U-turn. Yan, nakikita nyo sa ating animation. Mars would make a U-turn, babalik siya sa west, then babalik ulit siya sa east. Alright, so Mars and all the other planets move around the sun in a direct eastward direction, from west to east. Pero there are certain times of the year that Mars makes a U-turn. Ayan, nakikita nyo on screen, then babalik yung Mars eastward. So in astronomy, this is known as retrograde motion, mga ka-Sky Watchers. Now Ptolemy, he cannot explain retrograde motion, but eventually he was able to come up with a solution to retrograde motion. How did Ptolemy solve the problem of the retrograde motion of Mars? So what he did, he included epicycles in his model. So everybody kindly take a look at this animation. So yung gitna, yung blue dot, that's the Earth. Ayan, kasi geocentric model ito, that's the Earth. So the sun, the moon revolves around the earth. Yung red dot na yan, that's Mars. So if you will notice, as Mars revolves around the earth, Mars also makes a circular motion. So something like this. Now everybody mga ka-sky watchers, look at this animation. So the blue dot, that's the earth. Kasi geocentric model to, that's the earth. And the red dot, that's Mars. So as Mars moves around the earth, ayan no, sumikot siya sa earth, Mars also moves in a circular pattern as you could see in this animation. From our perspective here on earth, pag inobserve natin si Mars sa kalawakan, we would see Mars doing a U-turn or doing a retrograde motion. That's the concept of epicycles, and that's how Ptolemy solved the problem of retrograde motion mga ka-sky watchers. So he included this concept of epicycles. So again, tignan natin mga ka-sky watchers. So the blue dot, that's the earth, and the red dot, that's Mars. So as Mars moves around the earth, di ba yun ang geocentric model niya, Mars also moves in a circular pattern as you could see in our animation. So from our perspective, pag tinignan natin yung Mars sa kalawakan, we would see Mars doing a retrograde or a U-turn. So that's how he explained retrograde motion. Di ba ang galing? Ang galing ng kanyang explanation. Here's another animation. So we have the Earth at the center and the red dot, that's Mars. So as Mars moves around the Earth, diba, that's the concept of the geocentric model ni Ptolemy. As Mars moves around the Earth, Mars also moves in a circular motion. So pag tinignan natin yung Mars, no, sa kalawakan, and Mars is doing that, we would see Mars doing a U-turn, no, or a retrograde motion. That is how Claudius Ptolemy explained retrograde motion to back up his geocentric model. Alright, so he included epicycles in his model. So Mars is doing that, and even the other planets. Alright mga ka-sky watchers, and because of this inclusion of epicycles in the geocentric model, this model of Ptolemy became the standard model of the universe. The inclusion of epicycles in the geocentric model solved the problem of retrograde motion of Mars, and this became the standard model of the universe, meaning tinanggap to ng simbahang Katolika. And tong model na to, since sinagot yung problem of retrograde motion at tinanggap ng simbahan, walang kokontra dito. But several centuries later, there was a man who will contradict this idea of the geocentric model, and alam na natin yan in history, that's Nicholas Copernicus. Alright mga ka-sky watchers and mga ka-spacers, ayan, so pati noon pa, they were already fascinated with Mars and pinoproblema nila yung movement ng Mars in the geocentric model of the universe, of the solar system. So ganun kalakas ang impact ng Mars sa ating mga ancient astronomers. Sa mga nagko-comments, marami pong salamat. Please like and share this live stream so that we could reach more people, lalong-lalo na po yung mga estudyante natin out there, so that they would be engaged and they would be inspired to love the sciences. And don't forget po, check nyo po yung aming mga videos sa aming TikTok account, The Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. Alright, so tuloy po natin ang ating kwentuhan about our fascination for Mars. Alright, so bumalik tayo sa geocentric model ni Ptolemy. So the inclusion of epicycles and the solution to the retrograde motion of Mars, this model made by Ptolemy became the standard model of the universe. And it lasted for several centuries until this guy came into the picture, no, si Nicholas Copernicus. So ano bang ginawa ni Nicholas Copernicus? Nicholas Copernicus proposed a different model of the universe. So sabi ni Copernicus that it's not the earth but it's the sun. The sun is at the center of the universe. And the Earth and the other planets, they all revolve around the central sun. And this is what we now call as the heliocentric model. Helio meaning sun. Centric meaning center. So sun-centered model. So this was really contradicting Ptolemy. Kasi di ba si Ptolemy sinabi yung Earth nasa gitna. Pero sabi ni Copernicus, it's not the Earth but it's the sun. No, that's at the center of the universe or the solar system. And not only that, mga ka-sky watchers and mga ka-spacers, Nicholas Copernicus also used this model to explain the retrograde motion of Mars. Yun ang ginawa ni Nicholas Copernicus. So he was able to explain the retrograde motion of Mars using this model, yung kanyang heliocentric model. Alright, so everybody kindly take a look at our animation here. So you have here the sun at the center of the universe of the solar system. Kaya nga diba heliocentric, yung sun yung nasa gitna. And yung blue dot, that's the Earth. And yung red dot, that's Mars. So we all know that the Earth takes about 365 days to go around the sun. Ang Mars doble, about 687 I think, no, correct me if I'm wrong, mga 687 plus days to orbit the sun. So that means mas mabilis yung Earth, no? The Earth revolves faster around the sun than Mars. Okay, so may mga times na the Earth overtakes Mars. So the Earth will pass by Mars and will overtake Mars. Kasi nga mas mabagal yung Mars na mag-revolve sa Earth. So from our perspective, if we would observe Mars, from our perspective, tapos in-overtake natin yung Mars, we would observe Mars doing a U-turn or retrograde motion. No? So, yan guys, that's how Nicholas Copernicus explained retrograde motion. So, when a faster moving planet like the Earth passes and overtakes a slower moving planet like Mars, we would observe Mars moving in a retrograde motion. So anong napansin nyo dito mga ka-sky watchers and mga ka-spacers? Walang epicycles. He never included epicycles in his explanation. So pangontra din ulit yan kay Ptolemy. Diba si Ptolemy ginamit niya yung epicycles explanation. Ito wala guys. Walang epicycles. Talagang totally talagang about face yung pangongontra niya kay Ptolemy. Ayan, so that's how we explain the retrograde motion of Mars. So when a faster moving planet passes and overtakes a slower moving planet like Mars, we would see Mars moving in a retrograde motion. Alright mga ka-sky watchers, yun yung ginawa ni Nicholas Copernicus. Actually, Nicholas Copernicus, he wrote a book on the revolution of heavenly spheres, and that book was banned by the Catholic Church. Ganon din po nangyari kay Galileo. Diba dahil sinuportahan niya si Copernicus, meron na siyang ebidensya by observing Venus through the telescope, and tinignan nga kay Galileo. Galileo was tried by the Inquisition. He was found guilty of heresy. He was sentenced to life imprisonment, diba si Galileo, dahil sinuportahan niya si Copernicus. Okay, sige tuloy po natin mga ka-sky watchers. So, wow, really? We have 314 viewers na po and 6,780 heart reacts. And marami pong salamat sa mga real-time viewers po natin. Again, sina Shai Shai, kay Samsung S20 Note Hype, kay Captic, kay Messier21, kay Ninjutsu, kay Papa Dutdut, kay Jerby, kay Sister Yu, kay Shuweni. Thank you. Sabi ni Ninjutsu, I love universe. Alright guys. Sige. So ang pinag-uusapan po natin is our fascination for Mars, our fascination for the red planet. Okay, so tuloy po natin ang ating kwentuhan. So let's talk about this astronomer by the name of Tycho Brahe and ano ang connection niya sa Mars. Ayan. So Tycho Brahe, mga ka-sky watchers, ano siya, mayaman siya, no? Meron siyang island observatory, and in that observatory, marami siyang mga astronomical instruments na ginawa niya. That's why I mentioned here, Brahe refined old instruments and built new ones. And he spent the rest of his life assembling one of the largest astronomical data in human history. Now that's why in history, Tycho Brahe was known as the greatest of the naked eye astronomers. Wala pang telescope noon, mga ka-sky watchers, and he was able to collect large bodies of astronomical data by using huge astronomical instruments. So ito po, pinapakita ko po sa inyo itong island observatory niya called Uraniborg. No, island observatory niya yan. And marami siyang ginawa na astronomical instruments. So ang tawag po dito ay quadrant, no? A quarter of a circle, kaya tinawag siya na quadrant. And the quadrant was used to measure angular distances of stars. Ayan, no? So ginamit ni Tycho Brahe to plot mga stars, and he also studied Mars using these astronomical instruments. In fact, Tycho Brahe made accurate observations and calculations of the position of Mars in the year 1576. So even Tycho Brahe, mga ka-sky watchers, was really fascinated with Mars. O, diba? So ang punto ko dito, Mars was really captivating sa simula pa lang during prehistory, diba? Yung mga ninuno natin, they were already fascinated by the red star in the night sky. So gumawa sila ng mga ancient observatories like Stonehenge or yung El Caracol or yung Mount Harjantar na pinakita ko, di ba? Ayan, no? So they made observatories, and ito yung mga Greeks na ito, especially Ptolemy, pinag-aralan niya yung Mars at sinagot niya yung retrograde motion using epicycles na kinontra naman ni Copernicus, di ba? And Tycho Brahe, using his instruments, he was able to calculate the position of Mars in the year 1576. So ito yung ginawa ni Tycho Brahe. Meron din siyang ginawa na model of the universe. So I think tinatawag natin na Tychonic model. Now everybody can zoom in on this model of the universe made by Tycho Brahe. So yung nasa gitna is the Earth. No, yung blue dot, that's the Earth. So geocentric yan. The moon and the sun revolves around the Earth. And everybody, look at the sun. So all the planets, they all revolve around the sun. So heliocentric. Alright? Again, ulitin ko mga ka-sky watchers, sa mga katututok lang ha. So yung nasa gitna is the Earth. The moon and the sun orbits the Earth. So geocentric yun. And look at the sun. All the visible planets, they revolve around the sun. So parang heliocentric siya. So parang ang model ni Tycho Brahe ay half geocentric and half heliocentric. Kasi si Tycho Brahe ayaw niyang mabash. Ayaw niyang mangyari yung nangyari kay Copernicus na naban yung kanyang libro ng simbahan. Alright, so that's the Tychonic model. Okay, so si Tycho Brahe, meron siyang assistant. No? Tycho Brahe had an assistant by the name of Johannes Kepler. So si Kepler was hired by Tycho Brahe to assist him in his mathematical calculations. And si Johannes Kepler, he also studied not only Mars but lahat ng planets. No? Mars motion is at the heart of how a mathematician like Johannes Kepler discovered that the orbits of the planets are not circles but ellipse around the sun. So si Johannes Kepler, sinuportahan niya actually si Copernicus. Kaya nang sabi ni Johannes Kepler, ang orbits daw ng mga planets ay hindi circular, but the orbits of the planets are elliptical, parang oval. Alright? Kasi again, he's fascinated by Mars. So ganito po ganito po ang orbit ng mga planets. So all the planets, they move around the sun in elliptical paths. Hindi siya perfect circle. So ayan po mga ka-sky watchers, ayan no. So hindi siya perfect circle but the orbits of the planets are elliptical. Okay, and if you will notice, ayan po, habang lumalapit po yung planet sa sun, medyo bumibilis yung orbital speed niya. Ayan po, no, yan. No? So as the planet approaches the sun, bumibilis siya, and as the planet moves away from the sun, medyo bumabagal yung kanyang orbital speed. Actually, that's Kepler's second law. Yan, as the planet approaches the sun, the orbital speed increases, and as the planet moves away from the sun, the orbital speed decreases. So that's Kepler's second law. Alright mga ka-sky watchers and mga ka-spacers. So that's Kepler in kanyang ambag sa fascination on the planet Mars. So very informative. Thank you Mr. Ninjutsu. Sabi ni Shai Shai, fascinating din po kasi Mars. Mars is very bright and consistent in our night sky. Oo nga eh, kasi kakaiba kasi ang Mars, Shai Shai, diba? Siya lang yung heavenly body or celestial body na pula, 'di ba? Most of the heavenly bodies puti, 'di ba? Pero ang Mars hindi, kaya nakakamangha, no? Nakakamangha talaga. Sabi ni Ninjutsu, pwede po ba kitang gawing professor dito sa TikTok? Pwede naman. Alright, maraming salamat Ninjutsu. Sabi ni Messier21, Mars sometimes confused with the star Antares. Kasi pula nga yung Antares, di ba? Because both have reddish color. O nga eh. Pero kasi ang Mars, ang pinagkaiba kasi ng star from a planet is that a planet moves against the background of stars. Kaya nga diba, that's how the word planet was taken. The word planet means wanderer. Yung Antares kasi fixed yan eh, pero ang planet hindi, gumagalaw yan against the background of stars. Comet pala ang A1 Atlas. Akala ko exoplanet. Thank you Mr. Messier21 for the clarification. Ayan, and kay Captic. Alright mga ka-sky watchers. Ayan po, no. Ay, maraming nagko-comment. Thank you. Ayan, pasample naman Mr. Ninjutsu ng bibingka mo. Matikman nga natin yan. Kay Messier21, ako fascinated ako sa comet kasi ako din sana makakita rin ako ng comet. I'm also fascinated with comets sir kasi yung tail, 'di ba, kakaiba sa nakakita ng heavenly body na may buntot, 'di ba no Mr. Messier21? Kaya pareho po tayo. I'm also fascinated with comets. Ayan. And bihirang dumating ang mga comets. It would take years like yung Halley's comet na yan, no, 'di ba? Alright, kay J4K3, thank you for sharing our live. Okay, sabi ni Shai Shai, Sir June, may pa-sign up ang NASA. Nga, alam ko yun yung I forgot. Yan, may Shai Shai, mag-sign up ka. At yung name mo kasama sa drive na papunta sa moon. Ayan, mag-sign up ka, Shai Shai. Siguro ako din pag Thank you. Ayan, sabi ni Rashid123420, kita nyo ba yung bagong evidence na may life sa Mars? Yan, pag-uusapan natin po yan in our next live stream. Pero ang topic po natin kasi ngayon, our fascination with Mars. Ayan, so ang topic po natin is divided into 3 parts. So ito po yung part 1, yung part 2 bukas po. Uy, nandito pala si Jason Statham. Uy, welcome Mr. Jason Statham. Alright, so there, mamaya basahin natin ulit. So tapusin muna natin tong ating topic about our fascination for Mars. Alright, so pag-usapan ngayon natin si Galileo and anong kinalaman niya sa Mars. Alright, so Galileo basically greatly improved on the telescope. No, but Galileo did not invent the telescope. So the telescope, mga ka-sky watchers, was invented by Hans Lippershey. The telescope was invented by a Dutch lensmaker by the name of Hans Lippershey. So ang ginawa lang ni Galileo, in-improve lang niya yung telescope. Ayan, the telescope was invented by Hans Lippershey. Yan, tandaan niyo yan mga ka-Skywatchers ha, Hans Lippershey. Siya yung nag-imbento ng telescope. Alright, so to continue, Galileo was the first to meticulously report telescope observations of the sky to support the Copernican model of the solar system. Ayan, no? So ito po yung telescope na ginawa ni Galileo, which was a great improvement on the telescope that was invented by Hans Lippershey. And this telescope can magnify up to 30 times. And he pointed this telescope at the night sky and marami siyang nakita, like the moons of Jupiter, diba? So ito yung nakita niya, ito yung talagang actual na nakita ni Galileo, yung pula na yan, that's Jupiter, and may apat na maliliit na parang mga sakristan, diba? So those are the Galilean moons. Okay, so yung mga Galilean moons, that's Europa, Callisto, Io, and Ganymede. But Jupiter actually is orbited by more than 90 plus moons. I forgot the exact number. More than 90 plus moons. Pero ang nakita po ni Galileo ay itong apat na pinakamalaki. And Galileo also observed, he was the first to observe the rings of Saturn na parang rabbit's ears. Parang tenga ng kuneho. Pero nung nakita ni Giovanni Cassini, na hindi pala parang rabbit's ears, but it's actually a ring surrounding the planet. Ayan, no? So si Giovanni Cassini po ang na-realize niya na ring pala ito surrounding Saturn. And Galileo pointed his telescope at the moon. Ito po yung drawings niya ng buwan. So Galileo saw mountains, Galileo saw craters, valleys. So dinibang po ni Galileo yung paniniwala na the moon is smooth. The moon has a smooth surface. Kasi ang mga tao naniniwala na ang moon ay crystal ball, na the moon has a smooth surface. Ngayon, nung tinuro ni Galileo yung telescope niya sa buwan, Galileo saw these structures, yung craters, yung mountains niya. So sabi ni Galileo, hindi pala smooth ang buwan. No, the moon has features similar to Earth. And yan, drawing pa nga niya, no, yung mga craters na yan. And Galileo also pointed his telescope at the sun. Pero mga ka-Skywatchers, no, sa mga astronomy enthusiasts na nanonood po sa atin ngayon, yan ang cardinal rule, do not observe the sun directly at mabubulag kayo. And ganyan po nangyari kay Galileo. Nabulag po si Galileo dahil sa kanyang pag-aaral ng sun. Nabulag po siya mga ka-Skywatchers. But nonetheless, he was the first to observe sunspots. And ito po yung kanyang drawing in June 1612. Yan, nakita niya mga sunspots. Pero it led him to become blind. Ayan, so ang cardinal rule po natin, never observe the sun directly without a solar filter. And Galileo also observed Venus. So, yung nakita ni Galileo sa Venus kakaiba because Venus was observed changing phases, no, just like the moon. So, nakita ni Galileo merong crescent Venus, may half Venus, may full Venus. So, Venus exhibit phases just like the moon. So, anong impact nito? So, 'di ba ang buwan natin, 'di ba ganyan din, may crescent moon, may half moon first quarter, may gibbous moon, may full moon. The reason for that, it's because the moon revolves around the earth. Ito nakita niya yung Venus, ganyan din, may mga phases just like the moon. So, isa lang pong ibig sabihin yan mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers, that Venus orbits the sun. So eto na po yung ebidensya na hinahanap ni Copernicus. Alright, so ganyan guys. So eto na po yung ebidensya for the Copernican model, no, that the sun is at the center and Venus orbits the sun. Ayan, no, the phases of Venus. May mga ano yan, nakita ni Galileo na may mga phases proving that Venus orbits the Sun, no, and not the Earth. So ito na po yung ebidensya for the Copernican model. And alam niyo naman yung nangyari kay Galileo, no? He was yung mga clergymen, they lodged complaints about Galileo. Galileo was tried by the Inquisition. He was guilty of heresy and he was sentenced to life imprisonment, di ba po? Alright, so there, marami pong salamat sa mga nagko-comment and yung mga nagbibigay ng mga insights. No, so lalo na kay Shai Shai, marami pong salamat. And sa mga bumibisita natin, yung mga viewers natin, we have now 851 viewers and wow, 16 real-time viewers ha. Shout out sa inyong lahat, kina Shai Shai, kay Samsung S20 Note, kay Messier21, kay Prime Scarlett Tachyon, kay Official Kiyoshi, kay Yuji Hitadori, kay Dokuromi, kay Shueni, kay sino pa ba yung mga nandito? Kay Clyde, kay Melvin G, kay Nato, and kay Ronnie Bernales 185. So at the moment we have 858 and 860 viewers and 15,000 heart reacts. And pakiusap ko lang sa mga Skywatchers natin na nandito. Again, don't forget to like and share this live stream. Kasi ang gusto ko talaga makaabot to sa mga estudyante para ma-inspire po natin sila to love the sciences. And huwag niyo pong kalilimutan to follow us on our TikTok channel, the Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. Bisitahin niyo din po yung aming Facebook, the Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. And meron din po akong YouTube channel, The Science Guy Professor Jun Cahigal. Kung gusto nyong matuto pa about science and technology, yan, bisitahin niyo po yung aking YouTube channel. Alright, sige, tuloy po natin ang ating kwentuhan about our fascination for the red planet. Okay, so kilalanin naman natin si Christian Huygens. No? Let's talk about Christian Huygens and his fascination on the planet Mars. Alright, so in 1659, Christian Huygens discovered a strange feature on the surface of Mars. No, and it was called Syrtis Major. So ito yung kanyang drawing, no? So Christian Huygens observed Mars, and in particular ito yung kanyang nakita, ito parang dark patch na ito, and he called it Syrtis Major. Ayan, ito talaga yung Syrtis Major through a modern day telescope. Ayan, so si Christian Huygens, mga ka-Skywatchers, he was also fascinated with the planet Mars. Alright, then we have Giovanni Cassini. Yan, so kilala niyo naman si Giovanni Cassini. Giovanni Cassini exerted his effort in the study of Saturn. So pag sinabi nating Saturn, ito po yung pangalan na lalabas ng Cassini. In fact, there was one space probe that was named after him, yung nagpunta sa Saturn, yung Cassini-Huygens probe. No? And Giovanni Cassini, though he was fascinated with Saturn, he also studied Mars. No? So kilala natin si Giovanni Cassini sa Saturn. But did you know, mga ka-Skywatchers, Giovanni Cassini was also fascinated with Mars. In fact, in 1666, Giovanni Cassini observes Mars and determines that the rotational period of Mars is 24 hours and 40 minutes. Parang pareho sa Earth, 'di ba? Ang one day natin dito is 24 hours din. So na-determine yan, guys, ni Giovanni Cassini. Giovanni Cassini determined the rotational period or the length of one Martian day to be about 24 hours and 40 minutes. That's Giovanni Cassini, guys. Pero di ba kilala natin si Giovanni Cassini sa kanyang pag-aaral ng Saturn? Pero he was also fascinated with Mars. Okay, then we have this guy by the name of Giovanni Schiaparelli. Ay naku guys, very interesting tong ginawa ni Giovanni Schiaparelli about Mars. Why? Alright, so talagang fascinated siya sa Mars. And he gave us the concept of Martians in the late 19th century. Mga Martians, bakit? Kasi meron siyang nakita sa telescope na mga unusual lines. Yan ang nakikita niyo sa background, no? Na sinabi niya na yung mga lines na yan ay mga canals made by beings from Mars. So he gave us the idea of Martians, no, si Giovanni Cassini. Okay? So our public fascination with Martians, 'di ba, began in the late 19th century when in 1877 Giovanni reported observations of these canals. Ayan, ito yung drawing niya. So yung mga guhit-guhit na yan sa Mars, akala ni Schiaparelli ay mga canal network yan na ginawa ng mga Martian beings. Alright mga ka-Skywatchers, so doon na popularize yung Martians kasi si Schiaparelli. Ayan, so ito yung idea ng Schiaparelli na yung mga lines na yan na nakita niya sa telescope were made by Martians. Alright mga ka-Skywatchers, and we have Percival Lowell. O sige nga mga ka-Skywatchers, gusto kong may interaction tayo. Saan kilala si Percival Lowell? Sige nga, you can type in your comments in our comment section below. Saan famous si Percival Lowell? Ayan, so naghihintay ako mga ka-Skywatchers. Come on, come on! Ayan, type po kayo. Saan kilala si Percival Lowell? You may type in your answers in our comment section below. Yun, may nakasagot na. Sabi ni Chayong, my baby beast. Pluto. Yan, Pluto. Hindi po Vulcan. And then sabi din ni UG Itadori, Pluto. Yan. Ay, hindi Nix hindi Mars. Pluto, 'di ba? Yung planet X ay Pluto, 'di ba? Si Percival Lowell predicted that there is a planet beyond the orbit of Neptune, 'di ba? And he called it planet X. Ayan, kasi unknown X in mathematics means unknown. Eventually, when he hypothesized that there must be a planet beyond the orbit of Neptune, there was an astronomer by the name of Clyde Tombaugh eventually discovered Pluto. Kaya yung name na Pluto was chosen because of the first two letters, yung P and L, which stands for Percival Lowell. Alright mga ka-Skywatchers. Alright guys, pero though Percival Lowell was quite famous for the prediction of Pluto, he was also fascinated with Mars. Ayan no, so Percival Lowell also studied Mars. Ano siya, obsessed din siya sa Mars. Okay, influenced by the observations of Schiaparelli, Percival Lowell founded this observatory, yung Lowell Observatory, with the 30 and 45, 12 and 18-inch telescopes, and he used those telescopes to observe Mars. Percival Lowell seriously countenanced that the possibility of advanced life forms as described in his book, Mars as the Abode of Life, kasi naniniwala din siya kay Schiaparelli yung mga canals niya. So yan, so sabi ni Percival Lowell, because he was obsessed also with the planet Mars, Mars is inhabited by beings of some sort or other we may consider as certain as it is uncertain what these beings may be. Alright, so tuloy na po natin guys. Alright, so even in our pop culture mga ka-Skywatchers, no, Mars had influenced our pop culture. O, ano po yung yan? So, di ba alam niyo yung cartoons na Marvin the Martian? Di ba yung sa Looney Tunes? Yung sila Porky Pig, sina Daffy Duck, nila Bugs Bunny. Di ba? At yung parang ano to kontrabida na Martian, di ba? So our fascination of Mars had influenced even the movie industry, di ba? Ito yung mga cartoons na may ginawang Marvin the Martian, di ba? Alright, then may mga movies din, no, depicting Mars like War of the Worlds. No, radio convinced us when a 1938 broadcast of the War of the Worlds scared millions of listeners into believing the tentacled Martian creatures had landed on the Earth in their war machines. And in fact, di ba may movie ito starring si Tom Cruise, yung War of the Worlds. So ayan po, ni-remake lang to ni yung movie ni Tom Cruise. Yan, War of the Worlds. Ayan, so even in the movie industry, nakahabot na rin yung ating fascination about Mars. Ayan po mga ka-Skywatchers, ito yung War of the Worlds ni Tom Cruise. Ayan, meron ding movie called Mars Attacks. So, familiar ba kayo dito? Please comment down below if you're familiar with this movie. It's an old movie, Mars Attacks. Ayan, so may naglanding na mga Martians dito. Tapos they took over the world. Ayan, no? So Mars Attacks. Yan, sabi ni Casey, it's a classic. Yan, no? So marami pong salamat. And ito, may TV series ito mga ka-Skywatchers, no? My Favorite Martian. Starring Ray Walston, siya yung Martian na may antena sa ulo, and si Bill Bixby yung unang-unang Incredible Hulk. No, bago niya ginawa yung Incredible Hulk na TV series, ito yung kanyang TV series, My Favorite Martian. So ayan, meron siyang dormmate na Martian pala. Yun may antena sa ulo. Alright guys, yan. Favorite ito ko nung bata ako, pinapanood ko yan, My Favorite Martian. Alright, don't ask about my age. Oh yan. Okay, baka matawa si Shy Shy. Alright, yung mga TV series to na magaganda. Alright, then eto, there's another, actually movie ito, this is Thunderbirds Are Go. No, Zero X, ang mga dito, mga puppets, mga marionettes. And etong Zero X, ang destination niya ay Mars. Ayan, so maganda to guys. I've seen this 1,000 times. And this movie actually inspired me really to love astronomy. Panoorin niyo to guys. Thunderbirds Are Go. Yan, maganda yan. Maniwala kayo. Promise. Ayan, no? So nagpunta sila sa Mars. Ayan, no? So, ayan, parang tangke yan. They went to Mars. Tapos meron silang na-encounter ng mga Martian creatures. Ayan, maganda yan guys. Ayan, I might watch it. Ayan, sabi ni Cassie. Ayan, Shy, panoorin mo to. Ayan, tong Thunderbirds Are Go. Nako, tutulo laway mo, Shy dito. Napakaganda. Oo, no? So, Thunderbirds Are Go. Meron din guys, Total Recall. Kung alam nyo yung Total Recall, si Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, napanood nyo ba to guys? So, please comment down below kung napanood nyo tong, hindi yung bagong Total Recall hindi ko gusto yung bago yung remake. Mas gusto ko tong original. Maganda tong original please watch that, yung kay Arnold Schwarzenegger. Alright guys, maganda to. Ang plot nito ay sa planet Mars. No, may dyan sa may Mars colony ito. This is a Martian colony. And parang may politika dito. You can relate it to our politics here in the Philippines. So may dyan, may parang leader na parang corrupt, no? Corrupt yung leader dyan. Basta parang tayo. Parang yung bansa natin. Panoorin nyo to guys. Total Recall. I guarantee you guys, magugustuhan nyo to. Don't watch the remake. Watch the original. Alright, so there mga ka-Skywatchers. Okay, then meron pang isang movie. This is a classic, Escape from Mars. So, yung space shuttle, minodify para makapunta sa Mars. Ayan, no? So maganda yung plot din nito. Ang dinipik dito sa movie, even with our present technology, like the space shuttle, posible na makapunta sa Mars. Oo, kaya nga nagtataka ko, posible. Yeah, even in our technology, yung space shuttle. Actually nga yung Apollo spacecraft nga pwede na yan sa Mars eh. Hindi ko nga alam. Siyempre yung gastos, yung risk, yung pag-uusapan natin in our next live stream. Pero in this present technology using the space shuttle, pwede pala tayo makapunta sa Mars. Yun yung dinidepict ng movie na yan, yung Escape from Mars. And eto yan, nakikita ko sa mga comment section sabi ni Shy Shy the Martian. Maganda to guys. Yan, I have seen this 1,000 times. Okay, so tuloy natin tong The Martian. Ayan, diba alam niya na yung plot, 'di ba? So naiwan siya, nagkaroon ng dust storm, nag-evacuate sila pero naiwan si Mark Watney, yung pinoportray ni Matt Damon, no, si Mark Watney. Alright, so there naiwan siya and he has to survive kasi mag-isa lang siya and yung rescue matagal pang dadating, no? So he has to survive. So ginawa niya, yan, nagtanim siya, 'di ba? So in that movie, it depicted yung yung pagtatanim ng potatoes sa Mars. So technically pwede, no? Pwede we can colonize Mars kasi if you plant something sa Earth kasi kung nagtanim ka then you have already colonized that area. O di ganun din sa Mars, kung nakapagtanim ka ng patatas, you have already established a Martian colony. No, 'di ba? Parang ganun. Kaya nga sabi ni Mark Watney, botany rules, no? Watch my botany powers. Ganon, di ba? Yun guys. And eto din, nabanggit din to ni Shy Shy, ni Scarlett Tachyon, yung Space Between Us. Mars din ito mga ka-Skywatchers. So etong guy, I forgot the name of the guy, paki-comment na lang kung anong pangalan ng lalaki. Ano siya, pinanganak siya sa Mars mismo, Martian baby ito. No? Pero human siya, kaya lang pinanganak siya sa Mars. And dinidepict dito yung mga physiological effects sa human body pag lumipat ka from Mars to Earth kasi bumalik siya sa Earth eh. Hinahanap niya yung kanyang online girlfriend. So, nung bumalik siya sa Earth, nahirapan siya. His body had to adjust to the Earth's gravity. Eh di ba ang Martian gravity mas less? So, ang dinidepict ng movie na to, yung mga physiological effects if you would transfer, let's say, from Mars to Earth. And may mga pagkain na may Mars, like alam nyo na to, yung Mars chocolate bars. And meron ding artista guys, singer, si Bruno Mars. O, di ba? O, saan pa kayo? O, saan kayo nakakita ng singer na may Mars? Bruno Mars. Diba? O meron ding hotel guys. May hotel na may Mars. Yung Red Planet dyan sa Makapagal. O ganun natin ka-in-love ang Mars. Ganun tayo ka-in-love sa Mars guys. Pati hotel. We name our hotels na Mars, Red Planet. Diba? Meron yan sa Makapagal, no, sa malapit sa MOA. Bakit kasi Mars? Bakit kailangan natin i-explore ang Mars? Kasi nga nakakamangha guys. Nakakamangha talaga ang Mars. So to better understand planets in our solar system, to better understand the likelihood of planets around other stars, 'di ba? To establish in the future another home, 'di ba? Kaya ngayon ang goal natin to colonize Mars. Yun talaga ang main topic natin. It only shows that we are explorers. Ayaw natin mamirmihan dito sa mundo. We wanted to explore. Beyond the Earth, Mars is the only place in the solar system where humans could one day live. So, darating ang araw na dyan na tayo titira. Alright, mga ka-Skywatchers and mga ka-Spacers. So, hanggang dyan muna tayo, no, about Mars. And we will talk about Mars as a planet in our next live stream. So this will be part 2 of our live stream tomorrow. Ayan, so I hope you have learned something about our fascination of the planet Mars. From prehistory hanggang ngayon, kahit ngayong mga chocolate bars pinangalan na natin sa Mars, pati mga hotel, pati Singer, Mars, di ba? And we have 1,115 viewers and 23,000 heart reacts. And we have 14 live viewers. So again, marami pong salamat. So hanggang dito na lang po tayo siguro sa ating live stream. Sana po nagustuhan niyo po yung ating pinag-usapan ngayon about our fascination for Mars. And in our next live stream, ang pag-uusapan ngayon natin would be ito, facts about Mars as a planet. Alright, then yung part 3, yung ano naman, yung the search for life on Mars. Ayan. Ginagaya ko kasi yung ginawa ni sino ba to, si Carl Sagan, yung kanyang show about Mars, hinati din niya. Actually ang pattern ko ngayon parang ganyan din. Alright, so I guess that's it. So kilala niyo ba po si Carl Sagan? Please comment down below kung kilala niyo si Carl Sagan. Alright, so marami pong salamat sa mga nandito po and I really appreciate it. Maraming salamat po sa mga bumisita, sa mga nag-comment, ayan, sa mga nagbigay ng insight, lalong-lalo na kay Shai Shai, marami pong salamat. Ayan, no? And again, ulitin ko po, bilang tulong niyo po sa amin, please don't forget to like and share our live stream. Follow us on our TikTok channel, The Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. And i-follow nyo din po kami sa aming Facebook, The Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. Doon po kami nag-post ng mga schedules namin for free public telescope viewing. And i-follow nyo din po ako sa aking YouTube channel, The Science Guy, Professor Jun Cahigal. Subscribe kayo and click on that notification bell. This is your Kaspacer, Skywatcher, and Space Commander, Sir Jun Cahigal, saying live long and prosper. And always remember to always keep your space and always keep looking up. Always look up. Look up! Look up, guys! Siyempre may telescope. Alright, bye-bye po. See you in our next live stream. Bye-bye! Maraming salamat, Shai Shai. Thank you! Thank you so much. See you in our next live stream. Bye-bye! Marami pong salamat. General Nicolas Torre. Totoo ba yan? Okay, marami pong salamat, guys. Ayan, kain na po tayo. Shai Shai, kain na po tayo. Marami pong salamat.